Hello everyone, welcome to another Option Trading Club Sunday webinar. In this webinar, we will go over the overall news and economic events. We will cover what happened last week, where is the overall market heading, and the overall economic event for the next week, and earnings for the week of December 6th. And we'll also cover SPY and Qs and overall market sentiment, and we'll cover some of the names that we have on watch for the week ahead. So let's start from the overall market. Let's go over and see where is SPY, Qs, and the VIX, which is the volatility index in the market. So first of all, in the previous week, we had a huge sell-off on SPY and Qs and the overall market. And basically what happened last week was that the whole sell-off was basically because of several reasons. One of them was the new COVID variant, which is Omicron virus. And because of this virus, we saw a lot of sell-off and fear in the market, and we also had a lot of travel bans, especially in Europe. And apart from that, we had FOMC meetings last week, and Powell talked about several new topics. He basically talked about inflation, and basically he said this inflation will stay longer than expected. So this was one negative news for the world market. And also he said tapering will be accelerated. So because of this, also market kind of had a lot of fear and sold off. And the other thing was basically unemployment report, which was pretty acceptable. And finally, job report was basically kind of negative for the market as well. So there were a lot of negative news for the overall market, and because of that, we saw this almost 5% drop on SPY and also on Qs. For now, SPY and Qs are pretty much holding above 50 SMA on daily chart. SPY kind of went down to 100 SMA on daily, and Qs held 50 SMA. VIX was around 30 the whole week, almost like 28, 27, 28 till 30, 34 the whole week, and kind of held above this 26 area, which is kind of interesting because since February, SPY was not able to hold above 26. Each time it got around 26 till 30 area and got rejected, got around 26, 30 area and went down. But this time it's kind of holding above this 26 area, which would be kind of looks pretty bearish for the overall market. But we will talk about it in the webinar today, and we'll see if what are the possibilities here for the overall market to go. That's for SPY and Qs. Let's go over the economic event, basically economic calendar and earnings for the week ahead. So we have several economic events. We have international trade in goods and services on Tuesday, and then jobless claims on Thursday, and CPI on Friday. So the good news for us traders is that in this week we don't have a lot of people talking. We don't have a lot of FOMC meetings as of now, and Powell will not talk. And this would be good for us because all of these FOMC meetings and Powell speeches, these are some kind of noise for the market, and kind of cause a lot of fear in the market, and a lot of indecisive moves may happen in the intraday price action. So the fact that we don't have a lot of events going on, that would be kind of positive for us. We may see some clean price actions in the overall market and the names that we have on watch. Earnings. On the earnings side, we have not a lot of names, not a lot of big names, but the only name that I have on watch is GameStop, GME. which is a meme name, and a lot of names like AMC can move based on the earnings on GME. So we'll talk about GME as well. I don't see any other names. I mean, many people do not trade these names, but if you like trade ORCL or Costco or Chewy, these are some of the names that are pretty good, but there aren't any other names, earning names for this week. So the main watch is basically GameStop. That's it. Let's go over some of the names on watch for the week of December 6th, basically. So let's start from SPY and Qs another time. So we are holding above this 50 SMA, and if you check out weekly chart on SPY, it held above 21 EMA, which is pretty healthy. This pullback was healthy, and SPY should pull back. Like, it should even come back to, like, ideally, if we want to have some healthy moves or healthy continuation on daily chart, we may need to see SPY around this 440 area, which is 200 SMA, which it went down till this 200 SMA in September, at the end of September, and went all the way up till 470. So this is healthy pullback. Even though we had a lot of negative news and sentiment in the overall market, but this pullback looks pretty good for now. It held above 50 SMA, and on weekly chart it still looks good. Even in monthly chart, it's kind of even overextended. Like, even some more pullback would be good again, up down till like 440. Even if you check out monthly chart, this is around 440. 9 EMA is around 440. So but on the shorter term, basically price action perspective, if we get below this 449, we can see this 445, 447, 445 area, and then 442 is the next major level on SPY. But to the upside, if you check out in the last few days, it kind of respected and rejected this trend line and all the SMAs on hourly chart. So if you want to see another push on SPY, or maybe get close to this 470 area, we really need to see SPY break above this 460, hold 460, and get above 465 for a better confirmation. And if it gets above 465 and holds this zone, then that would be a great confirmation for a possible push to till 470. So that is for SPY. We still have basically 3 weeks till the end of the year, so it is possible to see another push and a retest of this 470 if we basically break this 460, 465 zone on SPY. To the downside, below this level of 450, 448 zone, as I said, we have room down till 442 and then even 440. Qs is kind of holding better compared to SPY. It is holding above 50 SMA, held 50 SMA, went above previous all-time high, which was back in September, held almost above this 382, 383 zone. So looks looks better than SPY for now, and if it can get above this 385, that would be really good for a short-term push all the way up till this 390. But again, on Qs, if we want to see a strong bounce, we need to see Qs above this 393, hold above it, and get up till 397, and above this 397 we may see another push up till 400 and 405 area. But to the downside, again, we have some levels. That the first one would be 375, and then this 370 area. If you check out weekly chart on Qs, it didn't even touch 21 EMA, and on monthly chart it is again kind of overextended. It's even if it gets down till 367, it would be pretty healthy pullback. even on monthly chart. So as I said, VIX has been holding above this 27-28 area in the last week. So this level is a pretty tough level to trade on VIX, and a lot of indecisive, as I said, like especially this Omicron virus is kind of something that no one knows what will happen. The virus seems like it is mild, but there is still a lot of like no one knows what will happen, whether we will go to another lockdown like we had in 2020 and 2021 or not. But if VIX gets below 25, things can get better and we may see another push on SPY. But above this 35-38 area, that would cause a lot of fear on the market. That basically will showcase a lot of fear in the market, and we may see another push to the downside on SPY and Q. So it's better to have SPY, Qs, and VIX on watch, and to see basically what will happen, especially during the day if you're trading. For example, if you check out a VIX chart, like here, for example, basically when the market opened, the VIX was dumping, so that would cause premiums to get a hit. And be aware of VIX when you're trading, especially when VIX is around 25, this bit between 25-35 area. So that any dump or drop in VIX can cause your premiums, can cause a hit, can hit your premium basically. So that is about the overall market and the volatility index of S&P 500. Let's go over some of the names on watch. First of all, Tesla. So Tesla had a crazy sell-off on Friday. It touched 1,000. It touched 1,000, and I think 1,000 and once, like 1,000.14. So this thing is pretty wild. Like if you were able to catch a small part of this, you could make a lot of money on Tesla. So about Tesla, if you check out weekly chart on Tesla, you will see something interesting, which is basically a hold of 9 EMA. And Tesla holds 9 EMAs, and if it loses this 9 EMA, it can really push the downside like we had in February. So it went from this 700 down till 520. So this level is a very critical level. This 1,000 zone is a critical zone on Tesla, and if it breaks this 1,000, the next levels are basically 995, 990, 987, 978, and then after this 978, it can go down till 900 even, because well, the previous all-time high on Tesla is this where is it? Is this 900 zone, which is basically the level that I mentioned. If it loses this 970, it can really go down till 900 easily, and between this 950 and 910 is a gap. So Tesla just ran in October, and then now it's kind of consolidating, and for now it's kind of lost this daily EMAs, and we'll see if it loses this 50 SMA and a previous support, which was this 970 again. So this 970, 980 zone is a very critical level on Tesla, and if you check out even hourly chart, it found support around these zones, but if it loses this area, it can go down. To the upside, we may see some push in this week, because if you check out daily or like even hourly chart, it is kind of extended to the downside and has room to go to basically have a bounce or basically retest this 1050, 1045 area. So if we see a retest of 1050, 1060 zone and a rejection, that would be a really good setup to the downside for Tesla. Um, so these are basically the levels on watch for Tesla, and to the upside. In the week ahead, we'll see if it can get above this 1030. Oh, sorry. We'll see if it can get above 1030, and if it gets above 1030, we can see 1045, 1050, and then 1060. But we have a huge resistance around these zones. It may get all the way up to 1080, 1090 as well, but I'm not sure if the price action would be clean. Above this 1050 would be really 1050, 1060 would be interesting. All the way up to 1080 we have another resistance, and then around 1100 is the next resistance on Tesla. But we'll see if it can get below this. If it gets below 990, 995 area, that would be really interesting, and below this 970 would be a lot better. So we'll see if it will happen or not. Next name, Amazon. So Amazon was really I don't know what's going on with Amazon. It has been in this range for a long time, and again this time I was expecting a hold of EMAs, but well, the market sold off, and Amazon sold off with the overall market. For now, held this 3340 zone, and held above basically this 200 SMA on daily chart. And if you check out hourly chart, it is in this trend line, and for Amazon to get below this trend line, we should see it below this 3340. It has room down till 3300. To the upside, above the 3400, it can get all the way up till 3450, 3460 area. But if we wanna, but Amazon basically needs to get above this 3500, holds the level, and push all the way up till this 3550 till 3570 zone. And at the break of this 3570 zone with strong volume would be a good confirmation for another push to the upside. But for now, it is far from that zone, and that's like not gonna happen. I mean, the Amazon can move pretty hugely, but if the market bounces strong and Amazon gets above this 35, 60, 70, that would be a good confirmation for another push to the upside. But for now, it looks good to the downside, all the way down to 3300 as a next basically level to the for a short position. Moderna had a huge run after the Omicron, basically this Omicron virus, a new variant of COVID, and then it pulled back down, found support around this 290, 295 area, and this is the level that we had 150 SMA and EMAs. Seems like it found support here, strong push to the upside, and bounced above these EMAs on Friday. So we'll see if it can break this triangle and get above this 320. 320 till 330 is a major resistance, and if it breaks this zone, it can get all the way up till this 370, 380 level again, especially with this Omicron virus and uncertainties about it. The next name is NVDA. So NVDA was pretty interesting. It held 21 EMA very strong. So for now looks very really interesting. But for NVIDIA to get and have another push to the upside with basically high probability, I really want to see it above this 325 area. But an interesting play for NVIDIA would be below this 300 area, which would be basically a break of this 21 EMA to the downside, and below this 288 level would be really good to the downside. Like below this 287 area, it has room all the way down till 270 and then 260 as the major support levels. 267 actually. So to the downside it would be really good, but to the upside I'm not really that interested because it was pretty choppy and a lot of resistance around this, between this 300 all the way up to 320, 330. But we'll have this 310 level on watch. Break of 310 we can see 312, 315, and then 320, and this 320 till 325 is a really choppy zone on NVIDIA. So but above 325 with a strong market to the upside would be really good play for NVIDIA. Another name, ROKU. ROKU just got destroyed, absolutely destroyed. Like it went from 487, like 400, what's the high? It's 490 down till 200, like 50-60% down, and it is like crazy. The next level on ROKU is 196, 197. It would be really good for swing play. It is far from EMAs though. If it gets back till 230, 235 area, and at the break, basically at the bounce of these EMAs, it would be good to short it to the downside. And then basically first target would be this 197, and then after that it can get till 190, 185, and then around 175. So ROKU was really crazy, and the price action on December 1st was really good as well, like super clean price action to the downside. So ROKU is also looking good to the downside. WATCHLIST just got absolutely destroyed, like went from 230 to 135 with insane volume. Like look at this volume, 76 million. So this is crazy, and with this strong volume, I think we may see another we may see basically a continuation on WATCHLIST. So below this 130 area would be really interesting to the downside, for a downside play on WATCHLIST, and who knows what would be the next level, but it has some support around 124, 125 area, and then 120, and then 115, 112, and 110, and then the next level would be 100. So yeah, really strong volume. So have WATCHLIST on watch. BABA, Chinese names are just selling off like no tomorrow, and they're absolutely getting destroyed. So BABA 110 was a really critical level, but it broke it, but bounced above this 110, closed around 111, 112. BABA is really overextended. Like it's not a best setup now. It needs a pullback at least till 130, 140 for another push to the downside. But if it gets to 130 and rejects that zone, that would be a good entry point for a possible swing. First level, first basically target would be 110 and then 100, which is really crazy. Like the last time BABA was in these levels was in 2017, so pretty crazy time. GME is another name. It has earning. Its earning is in December 8th, which would be which is Wednesday, and like it depends on its earning. It may have some good plays to the upside, and these meme names are pretty interesting to trade with strong, like I mean you could make a lot of money, but be very careful. It is super dangerous to play these names, so try to have a proper risk management and position sizing for trading GME. And AMC is another name that is a meme name, and which may move depending on GME's earning and with correlation to GME's price action. Netflix also sold off, went from 660 in 4 days down till 590. Held this 100 SMA on daily chart, which looks pretty interesting, and if you check out weekly, it kind of held like almost around 21 EMA and held the previous previous all-time high, which was in January. So for now looks pretty good. Seems like it retested this previous high. It may bounce above here. It would be a good setup if it bounces above this level and hits 640, 650 area again. If you check out hourly chart, there are a lot of resistances on the way of Netflix to the upside. So it needs to get 620, 630, 40, 650, and if it gets above this 660, 670 area, that would be good to the up. That would be like a strong confirmation for an upside move on Netflix. But for now, if it holds above this 590, above this 600, 590, 600 zone, that would be really strong basically setup for another push to the upside on Netflix. But if it gets below 590, that would be also interesting for us traders. It has room all the way down till 570, so it's like a $20 move to the downside, which would be interesting, and as like the next support area would be this 570, 560 area. Roblox is another name on watch, held 21 EMA on daily chart very well. So on hourly chart it looks also interesting. If it breaks this triangle above this 115, 120 area, the next resistance would be around this 123, 125 zone, and then after that it can push all the way up to 140. To the downside below this 110, 109 would also be interesting to the downside. It has room all the way down till 100. So both upside and downside plays on Roblox would be interesting. Another name is Snow. If you check out Snow's weekly chart, it is really interesting. Like held like a pullback down till 9 and 21 EMA on weekly chart, and pushed all the way up till almost close to 9 EMA on weekly chart. And for now looks pretty interesting. If you check out hourly chart, if it gets above this 360 and holds above it, pushes up till 370, that would be a really good setup to the upside for Snow. So have it on watch for a push to the upside. To the downside, not really interested unless if it gets below the 327, 328 zone for another push down till 315 and 305, 300 zone. Because it held this level a couple of times, and really looking forward to see if it can get above this basically 360 till 370 zone and hold this zone for a possible break of 307. So these are all the names on watch. We may have an interesting week. There aren't a lot of economic events, and Powell will not talk, hopefully. So basically we may have some clean price action. If the market bounces above this zone, we have a lot of setups that would be interesting to the upside, like this Roblox and Snow. If the market sells off, we may have some great setup like Tesla, Alibaba, WATCHLIST, ROKU. NVDA also looks good to the both upside and downside, and also Moderna may push because of the Omicron news. Thank you for watching and listening. If you like these webinars, please like, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you very much. See you in the next video and the next webinar.